Hey everybody, welcome back to My Physical World. I hope you're having a great day, great week. This is Friday, June 20th. Is that right? Yep. First day of summer. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about volcano eruption. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and when you watch a video, please comment. That helps the algorithm, that helps me out. If you feel inclined to support what I do in these videos, buymeacoffee.com/myphysicalworld. You can also visit christopherdo.com for some of my artwork, because I also do oil painting. But let's get into it. Today, we're going to be talking about the Lewotobi Laki Laki Eruption. What you're looking at right now is obviously Google Earth. So you can let's get that geography out of the way. All right, so we're in Indonesia. Okay, zooming out here. That way you can follow along at home if you wanted to. So fire up your Google Earth. All right, and we are going to zoom in. And I've put a pin right there. All right, so these are the twin volcanoes. The twins are actually called Lewotobi, and then the northwest peak is Laki Laki, and I'm going to butcher these names. This Kansas/Ohio boy and his southern accent, whatever, his twangy accent. All right, so Laki Laki is the northwest peak, and Puncak Gunung is the southeast peak. All right, the southeast peak has been relatively quiet, but Laki Laki has been quite lively lately. Let's switch back over to QGIS. And if you're not familiar with QGIS, now I've been a cartographer 40 years, all right, and I've been using GIS that long, back in its infancy. I primarily am an ArcGIS user, always have been. However, I'm retired and I am having fun again with QGIS. QGIS is free, so go to qgis.org and download it. It doesn't cost you anything whatsoever. Obviously, you can donate to the open source organization that develops QGIS. But in my opinion, as being an ArcGIS Pro user for years, QGIS does lack some things, but the community is so involved that I think you're going to find it quite powerful. All right, but anyway, that's a commercial for QGIS, who does not support me whatsoever. But we're in QGIS, and the image that you see right now is the November 13th acquisition of the Sentinel data. I believe it is MSI LV. Hold on here for a second. It is the MSI L2 alpha image. Now remember, just so you know, and in another video I'll talk about this, but Sentinel has multiple satellites. One Sentinel 2 Alpha and 2 Bravo. Okay, they work in tandem. They're on opposite sides of the Earth. All right, and they have a return. Each satellite has a return of 12 days. So with each satellite working in tandem, you get a 6-day return with Alpha and Bravo. Plus the post-processing of the satellite data, you get MSI L1 Charlie, and you get L2 Alpha. Okay, L1 Charlie is top of the atmosphere post-processing, and L2 Alpha is bottom of atmosphere processing. The L2 Alpha is useful for looking at things closer to the Earth's surface. All right, it's better surface analysis. Anyways, that's what we're looking at. So I just had to educate you a little bit if you didn't know the difference between the MSIs for the Sentinel data. Okay. So you get a 6-day return between the tandem pair for Sentinel. All right, so the eruption of Laki Laki in 2024, November, was on the 4th, and this acquisition data was from the 13th. All right, so you're not actually seeing the volcano in its eruption phase. Sorry about that. All right, so we're looking here, and we're going to do some visual inspection, visual change from 2024 to the most recent eruption. All right, now Sentinel has not gone over that area or has not released that data for that area since the most recent eruption. So we'll get that. That's what I'm waiting on. All right, so there'll be a follow-up to this video. So let's take a look. So here is the eruption. It had an ash cloud that reached, I think, an elevation about 10 kilometers in 2024. But in 2025, Laki Laki has really been active, and it has erupted 4 times in 2025. The most recent is June 18th. All right, now if you kind of look at my naming code down here, Lewotobi, I could have put Laki Laki, but Punchak hasn't really erupted. So this is all Laki Laki. So 11/13/2024 SN is my nomenclature for Sentinel data. The LS would be Landsat data. All right, and we're going to be talking about Landsat here in a second. All right, so here is the eruption in 2024, quite dramatic, and it pretty much, shows the extent of the ash cloud that was going on. All right, so we have to wait to see the ash cloud for the most recent eruptions, but this kind of gives you an idea. So this eruption in 2024, the ash cloud reached elevation, I think, about 10 kilometers. All right, now I'm going to, over top of that, we are going to put the Landsat data. Now, the band combination that I'm using here for Landsat, okay, let's go back to Sentinel. The band combination is visible, okay, what you would see if you were flying over in the space station or something. Okay, so I can put some infrared bands up there. So let's put in 8 and apply that. So this is infrared, adding in an infrared in the red band. All right, so healthy vegetation is orange. Bare ground is this gray. All right, so we see an eruption channel down here, and these could be These could be previous eruptions, not necessarily from the December 4th eruption. But I would have to have, I can do it today if I wanted to, download previous ones and do visual change in this area. But what you're going to see when I overlay the Landsat image, the dramatic change of the landscape since November 4th. All right. Now, the band combination for my Landsat image is 752. Double click there. 7, 5, and 2. Yeah. Band 7, which is infrared on Landsat, is mapped to the red. Band 5, which is near IR, is mapped to the green channel of visible light. And then band 2, which is the blue light, mapped to the blue light that your eye would see. Okay. So I like to use this for ground evaluation because things really pop. Your vegetation is the traditional green that you would think vegetation is, and bare earth are oranges and pinks. Okay. So that's what we're looking at here. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to kind of go back and forth. All of this scarred area is from all of the activity from 2025, okay? All 4 eruptions, okay? Because remember, Laki Laki has erupted 4 times in 2025, and most likely it's going to erupt again. It's pretty active, all right? So there's 2024. Look at the scarred area here and compare it to 2025. It is quite dramatic. Okay. Here's that one channel there. Okay. Now, if you look over here in this area, all right, in the Sentinel data, this looks like scar data, but you can kind of see some pinks in there. All right. So it's not entirely scar in the 2024 image. You could have some of this ash that's showing up on the ground, all right? But yet, if you look at the Landsat image, how green it is, all right? Now, remember, this is months, and they've had a lot of rain and all that kind of stuff to wash the ash off. But what we're concentrating is on this large scar area of fallout, all right, or regions of pyroclastic flows and things like that. So let's go back to 2024. So this area is inundated with pyroclastic flows and things like that. And then if we come back to this is June 9th right here. This is June 9th. All right. So Laki Laki had erupted in, I gotta think, it erupted in March. Okay, I think around the 21st of March, which had a plume. What was the plume? About 8 kilometers. Okay, and then it erupted again on May 18th, Mount St. Helens Day. It erupted on May 18th, and its plume, I'm not really sure what that plume was. It wasn't as high, okay? It was lower than the 8, all right? And then it erupted on June 17th with 11 kilometer cloud. And then again, it showed up, it erupted again the next day, June 18th. So it erupted twice in 2 days. And the second cloud was around the 9 to 10 kilometers. All right, so 17th was the largest one in this period. All right, now in terms of Landsat did go over the site on the 18th. So I'm going to bring that up. Okay, and you see this line right here is because this is a separate orbital path than this over here. So we're not getting anything to the west of Laki Laki in this image. So what you're seeing is the this right here is the June 9th image. All right, and then over here you can kind of see this line right here runs up through here. This path passed over right after the or during the 18th eruption, June 18th, 2025. So we're seeing pretty much the mountain is obscured. All right, but if I turn this off and compare, now what I'm doing is I'm looking in this area right here. Okay, if I turn this off and on, this is the 18th, this is the 9th of June, all right? And we kind of do some visual inspection. We're not seeing a large increase of pyroclastic flow that inundates the previous stuff, okay? It almost looks pretty much the same. There's some subtle changes. What I'm waiting for is the next flyover of Landsat and Sentinel so we can get the whole picture. So there will be an update to this video. So anyway, it's pretty dramatic. Okay, so this Landsat image is during the eruption on the 18th. We're not seeing any ash flow yet. Because I'm cut off. I don't have this path of the Landsat yet, but we'll get that in the next few days. Plus we'll get some better analysis because also Landsat has different products. Okay, Landsat acts like Sentinel. It has two satellites working in tandem. There's Landsat 8 and then there's Landsat 9. I believe this happens to be Landsat 8. No, this is Landsat 9. This is Landsat 8 over here. Okay. But they work in tandem as well. They're on opposite sides of the globe. The return of an individual satellite is 16 days. So a revisit with using both in tandem is 8 days. So you have Landsat 8 and 9 working together, and you have Sentinel-2 Alpha and 2 Bravo working together. All right, so we got a lot of data that's going to be coming up in the next few days. So I'll keep you posted on that, and we'll do some more visual change analysis. So until that time, download if you haven't. If you've never used GIS before or don't have it, there's QGIS, which is free again, QGIS.org. You can download that. And I am going to do a video, and it will be released today, on showing you how to bring in this data, okay? So you can learn how to do Landsat and Sentinel analysis. I'll just do some basic stuff first. So just to get you going if you're interested in doing some of this stuff yourself. Okay, so anyway, I'm glad you came. Fun Friday, looking at some. I wish I had some better images, but I gotta wait for the satellites to go over. Okay, I have no control over that. So anyway, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you on the next video. See you guys later.